While the Premier League title may have slipped from their grasp, there was emotional scenes at the Etihad on Sunday and on Monday evening as well, as Pep Guardiola was confirmed as departing Man City, a club he has spent 10 years at as manager. Hello everybody and welcome back to a very warm and sweaty Full House Sports. Here with myself, Charlie. A reminder before the video starts to please like, comment and subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated as I try and become a one-man sports news bandwagon. Yes, it is absolutely boiling hot here in the UK. But moving on to Pep, who has, like I say, confirmed his departure. It was rumoured all week really last week, and then sort of, I guess it was a little bit abrupt. I don't know, maybe that's, I don't know, but when you think about how early Glasner and Iraola and obviously Klopp last year as well, or 2 years ago now, how early they announced their departures compared to this, it did feel a little bit sort of like, oh, he's leaving. I guess that was because they were quite heavily involved in finals and in also Premier League title race, meaning he probably didn't want to detract away from that and distract his players, which it makes a lot of sense. It's interesting for me because a lot of the talk afterwards has been about how much he has influenced the English game. Now, I remember when he first came here, and I was part of this, a lot of people said that it couldn't work. I remember when, he had Claudio Bravo as goalkeeper, went all out to get him, and that experiment failed miserably. And a lot of people said it won't work here. He needs to change his style. If he doesn't, then he'll be cannon fodder. And what he's managed to do is he's managed to adapt, he's managed to evolve, and he's managed to change both his style, but also change English football style and outlook. Now, I think to give a balanced point of view, because I think that's something that's been missing from a lot of the media outcry this week, or media outpouring of sadness that he's leaving, I think two things are very important. I think one is, there's no doubt about it, he has spent a lot of money at Man City. And before everyone jumps on my back and says that, but he is a great manager, and, the best will always go to the best. I don't like this. I don't subscribe to this argument of people saying, yeah, but he's never been to a mid-table club. Well, he's not going to go to a mid-table club because he's the best manager in the world. So he will thus mean go to the best clubs. He will get offered the best jobs, and Man City was certainly one of them. But he has spent an awful lot, and seemingly at times, we don't know the outcome of these 115 charges. I think Alan Shearer said it on Match of the Day. It's ridiculous that we're still awaiting the outcome of those 115 charges, to be honest with you. There is that asterisk, and that's for me why he won't ever be, in my opinion, the best manager in the English game. I think that is Sir Alex Ferguson, and perhaps biased because of the club shirt I'm wearing. I also think Brian Clough as well, because Clough didn't spend a lot of money and improved players. Not saying that Pep didn't improve players, but he did sign a lot of players, and if it didn't work, sign another one. His style, however, at times, they were fantastic to watch City. Certainly, I think in those peak years, the year when they got to 100 points was definitely one of those years when they were battling with Klopp's Liverpool. They were sensational to watch and really lifted the standard, to which I think now is why we're looking at this season and going, oh, this is pretty average season. Well, it might be, but I think the fact that him and Klopp raised those standards so highly is something that's worth remembering. He has also, I think, influenced the way other managers look at the game in this country, to sometimes good, for sometimes bad. When you look at, some managers that have tried to adapt their style and play like him, we see it even down at League One, League Two, National League now, where there's a lot of managers try and play a progressive possession style of football. Does it always work? No, it sometimes gets criticised as well by fans, but as well there is examples of it working quite highly. I think, for example, someone like a Kieran McKenna is a prime example of that, in my opinion, of the way, I know he's Northern Irish, but how coaches have had a different outlook now. Young managers have a different outlook on the game in England. It is sad. I don't know what will come next. I guess probably a sabbatical, because it's been very stressful for him. For City, it will be Maresca, which makes sense. He's from that City football group. I know Pep's going to move on to sort of a more admin-y role with the City football group of going round and coaching coaches. But it'd be a shame if that isn't done with football. I'd certainly like to see him come back in club management, whether that be in England, whether that be with the national team, not our national team, of course, but whether that be with Spain or another national team, Brazil maybe. I mean, could he be tempted by the England job if things don't work with Tuchel? Who knows? But there's a lot to talk about. He is a sensational manager, and certainly someone who, I'm 25 now and remember his Barcelona team being one of the first great teams I ever watched, to then go on to what he did at Bayern and then now go on to what he's done at City. He's certainly been probably one of the most influential managers I've seen in my lifetime, if not the most influential. And it'll be interesting to see how City cope without him, because with all what's going on behind the scenes and everything else, it is intriguing to see what happens. they're definitely something to keep an eye on next year. As always, guys, let us know what you think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated. To try and become a one-man sports news bandwagon. As always, have a great day.